to speak about Granth Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'm very much thankful to Premadatta Prabhuji for starting this whole setup and engaging all of us to speak and just glorify, at our pace and even sitting at our home, we are able to do all that. So I'm really very much thankful to Premadatta Prabhuji and all the devotees of Radha Govindji Circle. So please forgive me if I am doing any mistakes or anything. So my session may be you'll feel like I'm because from so many years teaching the kids, examples might be coming at the level of youth or students. So please bear with me. So let's start it. So our whole endeavors, our whole programs, everything is dedicated to Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. So uh, I'll first start with the Mangla Charan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya, Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तु ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे I welcome all the devotees who have come to hear Bhagavatam early morning now. So we will start with our session now. So I've got the opportunity to speak something about chapter Canto 3 and Chapter 1. So this starts only with if we go back. So questions by Vidura. So Vidura, as we all might have heard about him, so little bit more, I will try to touch know what all we can know more about his character. So first of all, we will go into the outline of chapter. Uh, English is fine, Prabhuji, right? Or mix I have to do?
I think English is okay, Mataji.
Okay. So I'll go more with the English only. So the outline of chapter first is like that. It starts with Sukdev Goswami ji. He is telling about Vidura leaving the Hastinapur and meeting Maitreya Rishi. So first of all, like it is the first part is like about Vidura's inquiry, like no, Parikshit Maharaj. He gets keen about why Vidurji left the house and what all has happened, because Vidura was like a very exalted personality, and he was so keen to hear what all he discussed with Maitra Rishi, what all has happened, where they went. So all these like no, so that his queries, questions like no, made Sukhdev Goswami ji to address this whole thing like no, who is Vidura and how what all has happened. So first part is like he leaves the home, he meets Maitra Rishi, and what kind of spiritual topics they are going to discuss. And then the second part is in the second part, all the verses were about the what all hardships the Pandavas have gone through, including the burning of that house and Draupadi's humiliation, whatever challenges they have gone through. So that thing is covered up in that chapter. So after that, what all Dhritarashtra has done, so what all unjust actions were there, the influence of his sons on his decision making, and their refusal to give the small part of the kingdom also to Yudhishthira, that part is told. And then when we move further in the chapter, there is like Vidura's advice, like no, why he should give to, he was giving advice to Dhritarashtra, like he should return the kingdom back to Yudhishthira, and even he warns, no, you are not going to get a good result of this, whatever you are doing. And he tells about the potential of Bhima and all the Pandavas, like no, Sam Dam Danda Bhed, everything Vidura, like no, he tells by loving way. Then he even tells the negative consequences which is going to come when he is not addressing the request which he is giving, like no, for his whole lineage. Then after that, when Vidura is insulted by Duryodhana, in the last phase of the chapter, it comes that he leaves for the pilgrimage and he visits lot of holy places, and then in the end he meets Uddhava. And when he is meeting Uddhava, after that he starts inquiring about all the relatives, about Lord Shri Krishna, Balaram ji, Arjun, Kunti Maharani, Vasudev ji, everyone he starts inquiring how they are they alive, what has happened. So even though he was aware, but still he inquires about each and every one. So this is the whole outline of this chapter 1. And now we will start with the life lessons, because Bhagavatam is we all hear that it is Amala Puran, it is the complete no nectar, it is the ripened fruit. But no, it is full of practical lessons. From each and every part we can take lot of lessons which we can apply in our day to day life, in our uh, dealings with other people, in our approach, like in our behavior, everything we can just apply. So let us start with it, and I will try like what all life lessons I was able to take out from this chapter to share with each and every one of you, and what all we can learn. So we'll just move ahead. So first thing is, when Vidura was hurted, or he was he was not a normal person, like no, he was holding a very designated position in the no Kuru family. Then when he was hurted by the words of Duryodhana, so it was such a harsh environment. It was not a normal no talk or something. It was very much harsh environment, and he insulted him in front of everyone in the assembly. So we learn from this situation that in this situation also Vidura connected it with the Supreme Lord. He was not seeing that. I am getting upset, or it was seriously like a emotional breakdown. But how in every situation we connect with the Supreme Lord, that is a very big lesson from Vidura's character we have to take. Like when he was insulted, first of all, if we go through such situation, we are not able to come out of it. If anyone insults us, if private room, it is fine, but in front of everyone, if we are insulted, humiliated, it is very difficult for the people to move on. And and here we are taking the lesson that the Lord, he was connecting with the Supreme Lord. So even we see the example of Arjuna. So Arjun was also going through a big emotional breakdown, and how he was able to take all the lessons from Supreme Lord. So Krishna was guiding him that you should go like this, you should go like that. So if devotees or someone in our family, or like we are all in the devotional family now, so they are able to guide. Sometimes our all the windows, everything gets shuts, and we are not able to take it. That how I can come out of this humiliation and emotional breakdown or something. But when we see Vidurji, when we see Arjuna, it is seriously how they are connecting every situation with the Supreme Lord. So, and even when we move ahead and see one more example of Dhruva. Dhruva was also under, like, no, he was insulted, he was humiliated. And the first thing his mother told that just go and connect with Supreme Lord. Just connect with Supreme Lord. Like in Bhagavatam 2.3 Canto 2, chapter 3 and shloka number 10. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. So, everything, whatever is required, whether it is like we need something, whether we are in emotional breakdown, whether we are in very bad situation and we are not able to handle, our scriptures, our acharyas guide us that just connect to Supreme Lord. And you will get answers to all the problems or all the queries which we are going through or which we have, and we are not able to find the answers. In Dhruva's situation, mother has told her that go and connect with Supreme Lord. But when Narad Muni came and trying to explain him, he's not ready to hear anything. I can't hear you anything. He straight away, when that little boy, he said like, I can't take up your words. And we can think, put ourselves in such situation that when we are into certain situations, seriously it happens that we are not able to take it. From surfacely also we can say sometime that yes, I will try to take it, but from inside it is burning. So from the character of Vidurji, from like no Arjuna, all his relatives are standing against him, and Dhruva's situation, we understand that what all exalted devotees they have done, how they were connecting either personally or they were trying to take up the words of Supreme Lord, or just connect with the Supreme Lord and come out of that miserable situation as early as possible. We don't have to lie down in that. ये बुरा हो गया, ये गलत हो गया, उसने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया. We have to just come out of that traumatized situation quick. So when I was attending Srivas Prabhuji's lot of session, he used to always say, "Be like a rubber ball." गिरे हैं, कुछ बुरा हुआ है, just we have to come out back, just bounce back and connect to Lord. We don't have to nahi, it's all bad has happened, let me fall. We don't have to be like a stone or a cork ball that once fallen down means never coming back. Then in this there is also one negative example in Mahabharat, like no, of Jaidrath. Jaidrath was like no, he was trying to kidnap Draupadi. So when he was trying to kidnap, he was caught hold by Pandavas, and Pandavas wanted to kill him. and Bhima especially wanted to just finish him off. But Yudhishthira, he was so down to earth. He is so humble that no, we should not punish him. ये हमारे बहन का पति है. Let us leave him. But Pandavas were not ready to leave. Like कुछ तो punishment देंगे इसको हम. ऐसा नहीं छोड़ सकते. So they just gave some punishment, shaved off his head and made some 5 chotis on that and left him. So this Jayadratha, he was not able to take this incidents like no in a positive way, and he did tapasya to take revenge from Pandavas. So and that led to the no killing of Abhimanyu. So we see like no all our scriptures also give us positive and negative both examples, and it is on us what we take, whether we want to give back and take revenge or just come out of it and connect with the most positive personality, our Supreme Lord, and move on, or just carry that big burden on our head whole life and live with that. So either leave it or live with it. We have to analyze in our life where we are, whether we are on the platform of Vidurji, our Arjuna, Dhruva, at what situation when we are going into certain kind of situations, whether we are able to come out quickly. If not, that means we need to work a lot. Or if we are able to come out quickly, that means we are seriously practically applying the Vedic scriptures in our life. So this was the first thing which I observed. Now comes the second, the impious desires. So Sukdev Goswami ji tells in this chapter that King Dhritarashtra, he was physically blind, but he was also like no spiritually blind. How how he was spiritually blind? Because of his impious desires. He was always trying to nourish the desires or demands of his dishonest sons. He even he was not even thinking like what bad he's doing to his nephews, fatherless nephews. So even they put them, try to burn them alive. Lot of no, we all have idea about Mahabharat, what all Dhritarashtra did, no, disrobing Draupadi. Even though after that he was not ready to see what all negative, what all bad things his sons are doing. So in from this thing, first of all, the thing I observe, we take it like no bad association. Vidurji was always in the bad association of Kauravas and their whole community. Dhritarashtra, he was always associating with Dhritarashtra. He was always associating with Kauravas. But Vidurji never developed such kind of impious desires. And he was no, by the grace of Supreme Lord, he was always trying to guide his foolish brother and all the Kauravas that you come out of this. So sometimes we see even the example of Vibhishana. He was in such a bad association of Rakshasas, but still he was continuing his spirituality. And Vidurji, in such a bad environment, he was sustaining and he was carrying forward, and he was not influenced by these Kauravas and their party. So we see in today's generation, the struggle is like no, we see the social environment, the social pressure, we, our children, everyone like no that instant WhatsApp pressure, the kids they want to go out watch movies, the no, we are completely sailing opposite the waves. That was the same situation for Vidura. Whole environment was completely negative and against his thing, like no, the heart which he was having, everything was opposite, but still he was sustaining and he was carrying his mood of spirituality. So it gives a big lesson to us. Like we cannot give excuses like, okay, the environment is like this. So it is very difficult for us to follow the regulative principles, to follow our spirituality, to keep the mood on, to keep going. But when we see how Vibhishana, that much bad environment we are not having. We are not into the Rakshasas surrounded by all that, or Vibhishana. So it gives a lot of positive motivation to us, like how to motivate our kids, and to in such a environment where everything is going against like our desires of spirituality. So from the lesson, like no, we get like no, we have to keep going, keep practicing, keep moving step by step. And all our Vedic scriptures, they're very much practical, and they teach us like how we can bring every step a better version of ourselves. We have to analyze like how it was before, how I was before, and how I can implement and every new thing in my life, every new like no bring that new version, better improvement of my own self. Then only it will be possible that we will be able to survive in this all like hard environment which we see, which is giving tough challenges to the devotees every moment. But when we have to keep reminding ourselves about Vidura, Vibhishana, how they tried to focus and came out of this situation. So now we are moving ahead in the chapter. So now comes how the Supreme Lord. So in this chapter, when we are moving ahead, all the bad this thing Pandavas went through all that situation, and now the situation is entering when the Supreme Lord is requested by the Pandavas that you go as a messenger. We see from the character of Supreme Lord Krishna that how is so humble and down to earth. So here in this that is reflected like when he says Aham Bhakta Paradino. So Lord proves by his actions, all his words he is proving. So when he was asked that you requested by Pandavas that please go as a messenger and keep our words in front, Pandavas were not at all in the favor of that. They wanted to fight. So they request uh, Lord Krishna to go, and Lord Krishna he accepts that. And it's not the very high class of like no work to go as a messenger. Going as it's not a respectable job, going as a duta, and it was not at all safe. And heard also in Mahabharat that Duryodhana tried to kidnap him also. So it was not that good kind of job, but he accepted because he is so humble and he wanted to always ready to help and serve his devotees and help all his like no closed ones. So Pandavas were so close to him that he was ready to do such a menial job for them. Even he accepted to be the chariot driver of uh, Arjuna, which was also not a very good job. We all know that how the chariot driver was treated in Mahabharat is, we have heard about it, that every time how like patting and all that happens, he took it. And he is not like, okay, people will take, we take him like he's Akhil Brahmand Nayak. But many people were not able to see him. But still, he was Dwarkadhish. He was the king. And no king will take up such kind of small jobs. And when Rajasuya Yagya was arranged by Yudhishthir Maharaj, he did that menial job of washing the feet of the brahmanas, and he took up the service, or the chapel stand we hear. So very other, everyone was taking up very good services, but he took up that service. So when we see whom we are following, yad yad acharati shreshtas tat tad evitaro janah. So Supreme Lord, by his own example, he is proving that we should learn from his own, like, no, we are following Krishna. We are so we have to also imbibe that good qualities which Lord has set in front of us, how we have to behave, how our acharan should be, how humble. We should not be thinking, oh, this service, how I should help him in this situation, when Lord is ready to come up and help in every kind of state, and he want to take up any kind of service to help other. So in the devotee community, we should also carry this mood that yes, let me try to help in every situation, and whatever, like it is a big or small, we should be ready. We should not feel like, oh, I cannot do this thing, I am let me go only for cooking service, no for the vessel cleaning, no, not for the plate washing. How can I wash plates of other people? So when the Lord is setting an example, that is really very big thing. And many times we say, I follow Lord Krishna, I follow this, but it becomes challenging for us to do all that practically. So Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, that keep reminding us that yes, when we are following, we have to follow practically also, and it should reflect in our behavior. So after this, please let me know that no, if time is up, and when if I'm going slow or fast. Uh, Another important, which is this thing part, which comes that no, a pure devotee never gets disturbed in a disturbing situation. This is very much important and learning. It is connected to the previous slide where we are discussing about the character of Vidura. So many awkward situations or disturbing situations comes in our life, and same was in Vidura's situation. And we take it the person who has created as the root cause for that, that it is because of that person it happened in my life. I was insulted, I was humiliated, or this person did wrong with me. So here, Bhagavad Gita, shloka number 3.27, chapter 3, shloka number 27. It is stated by the Supreme Lord, Prakarte kriyamanani gune karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma karta aham iti manyate. So the Supreme Lord is telling that we have to accept that it happens because of the external energy of the Supreme Lord. And practically it becomes seriously a challenging situation to us, like how I take it. And when we see Vidurji, when Duryodhana was insulting him, and even he said Dasi Putra, and Vidurji was holding a very renowned position in the assembly. At that situation, Vidurji was not at all thinking that this is all because of Duryodhana. Prabhupada tells in Bhagavatam that his focus was completely like how I should utilize this situation in my upliftment, how I should move on. And he was thinking that because of Duryodhana, I am able to connect with Supreme Lord. So, in this kind of situation, it is not easy to take up. But Vidurji, he was directly connecting that this Duryodhana is not the root cause, and how I should. He was thankful in his heart. He was not arguing. He was not fighting back. How could you do that? How can you say this to me? But he took it as an opportunity to connect to Supreme Lord and move on. And majorly, we should not forget Vidura is Yamraj. We should not forget that he was Yamraj and how humble and how polite he was. Even though, if we can think, if we are holding some senior position at any place, whether it is in ISKCON or outside, if we are holding a certain renowned position, how to carry a heart of a Vaishnava in that situation, we learn from Vidurji. He is a Yamraj. Like this, he can switch off the button of Duryodhana. Any moment he can just switch off. If we hold such kind of power or strength, अभी तेरे को तो दिखाता हूँ मैं, अभी तेरे को बताता हूँ मैं. We will be like that. I'll just give him a good lesson. But we learn from Vidurji such heart that he is a Yamraj, and what kind of heart Yamraj is having. Yamraj के नाम से लोग थर थर कांपते हैं. And Duryodhana was doing like with him. And um, we learned a lot of things like how to hold that heart. And for devotees, we learned from Vidurji that this is only Yamraj. And when with Duryodhana, he was so humble, so polite, how he will be with us. Meeting with him will be like how we just get so excited when Guru Maharaj is coming, when some senior Vaishnava is coming. So when that situation in our life will come, and when we will be face to face with him, what kind of situation will be, and how I'm getting the goosebumps that when that, because in everyone's life that phase will come. And Vidurji in Bhagavatam here, we have got the glimpse how he will be. So when he was so humble, polite, and so bearing with him, with Duryodhana, who was chastising him, who was humiliating and doing all the bad with him, he was so humble. So we learned a lot of lessons from Viduraji's character, that how to carry the heart of a Vaishnava, even in all kind of unfavorable situations, all kind of disturbing situations. So this is really gives us that we learn from it that how to be stable. And being a devotee, being a disciple of lot of I don't know, like I am a disciple of His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj, and I have learned from his life how stable he is in all kind of favorable and unfavorable situations. Little problem with our health, we lose all our patience, calm, and everything. But when we see Guru Maharaj, he is so much stable, and so many unfavorable situations. His body is completely not in the state. And we see how he is maintaining that every moment. So that stability we see from the devotees, their character, that should come when we read Bhagavatam, when we try to understand Bhagavad Gita. Uh, Only hearing, reading will not help. We have to apply all these Vedic scriptures. They are very much practical. From my childhood, I might have read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam so many times. My parents, no, they were forcing me, like, no, once over, again start it again. So I was reading, but never able to understand what the lesson I have to take. After getting connected with ISKCON and with lot of senior Vaishnavas, getting married, I started taking like practical. Yes, it is a big practical lesson the Supreme Lord is giving in Bhagavad Gita to all of us, like how we train our children. Lord is teaching us like we are his kids, and he's teaching how you can live this life wonderfully and handle all the situations in your life. I want to give a recent thing. I met one senior devotee from Atlanta, His Grace Sham Bihari Prabhuji. I got an opportunity to spend some time with him just few weeks back. So Prabhuji, he is the center right of one center of ISKCON Atlanta. So he was telling like he was working with United Nations, and he come out from that. For many years he worked, and then he started his own business, and the business was very good, going very nice. But when the recession touched, like no hit in 2007, 8, 9, that duration, he his company was also hit by that, and his whole company collapsed in that recession, and he went through millions of dollars of loss. It was completely finished. And then his wife told that Prabhuji didn't even told at home. If any like no such kind of situation come, first though will people will put burden on their family. Then in whole society, community, everyone, that I am in this turmoil. This is a very practical, like no recent example I heard, and they lost everything. They were staying in a very big house, like nice, luxurious life was there. Mataji said everything, food, everything went well. But after some time, we have to sell off our house and move to a small rented flat or something. So kids started saying, "हम गरीब हो गए क्या पापा? हम गरीब हो गए." But Mataji said, Prabhuji did said anything. We are okay. For some big house we were there. Now we have moved to a small house. We should try experiencing all kind of situations, and see that how he's a disciple of Radhanath Maharaj, and how he was taking up, and again he built up a company. Again he went through losses. So many times it happened in his life that he has to bear loss of millions of dollars. If we lose 2,000, 3,000, it is a big heart for us, like, Are jhatka lag gaya mujhe. But Prabhuji was like, no, he said millions of dollars. We were also shocked. And he stood back, again went through. So he said, life is up and down, all challenges will be there. But we have to take up how, like, because the Supreme Lord is preparing us, be a fighter, and every moment come out of all kind of situations. So I would like to wind up because time is, I think, Prabhuji, Premdata Prabhuji, time is over, right? Or I have two, three slides, but if time permits, then only I'll take it.
This is still 7:15. So if you have more slides, you can please go ahead.
Okay, okay. So two, three more slides, just to take up, like, know how the chapter moves so that it does. So after that, Vidurji, all that humiliation, and he moves out, and then importance of asking questions. So whole our Vedic scriptures are on asking questions. So, first of all, in this chapter, I observed like attentiveness of Parikshit Maharaj also. So Parikshit Maharaj was so keen to hear about this great devotee. See, whatever Vidurji went through, whatever we like know hear from this chapter, Vidurji's this Parikshit could have taken up like, no, I have only 5, 6 days left. What I'll do with improving on my character? Let me focus on how I should move on. So what I will do, where I'm going to go through all these negative situations, already a big bomb has fallen on me, what I'll do next. So Parikshit could have taken up like that, no, it's okay. Why to inquire about Vidur? But Parikshit Maharaj, he was so keen and he asked, please tell me, because he was saying he's such an exalted devotee, and his questions will be really of very high level. So I want to hear. And seeing the keenness of Parikshit Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami ji addressed this whole thing. And seeing his mood, Parikshit Maharaj mood, Sukhdev Goswamiji's mood was also elevated. He was so happy, and he addresses all the questions of Parikshit Maharaj very delightfully. And in this, we also know Parikshit Maharaj was not only worried about him, that no, I am only for 6 7 days. What I have to do with all the Vidurjis? Let me focus on Supreme Lord only. Why I have to know about this devotee? Sometimes we also get into that situation. मेरे पास time नहीं है छोटे मोटे लोगों के बारे में जानने के लिए. Let me focus on Sri Krishna only. He is only going to help me. So, but Parikshit Maharaj ji has set a very no, this thing, no, he was also, if I will inquire the people who are sitting in that whole assembly, and for the coming generations, they will learn lot of things from the character of Vidura. So he specifically focused and inquired like about Vidurji and all about his questions and everything in Bhagavatam. So, and the main thing is importance. We should ask. Sometimes we just ignore. Let me handle it on my own only. But the thing is, from our Vedic scriptures, we understand that yes, we should ask, we should keep inquiring, and questions should be no, relevant and important. That helps us and helps everyone in and around. Now, if we when we move forward, then comes in this topic, in this chapter about holy places, because Vidurji comes out from Hastinapur disturbed, and we heard when we know that he was so upset, but still his mind was completely focused on Krishna, and he was trying to connect, and then he starts for the pilgrimages. So in this, Srila Prabhupada addresses very nicely that why holy places are so purifying. So in Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 13 and Shloka number 10, it is mentioned Bhavad Vida Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swantastena Gadabhrita. So the dham is not because pilgrimage is not becoming purified that we have the Supreme Lord. It is all because of his pure devotees who are carrying him in his heart. And all the places with this pure devotees, they are moving or they are staying, that all places become a dham. So a few days back, I was no, I was discussing something with Premadatta Prabhuji, and the Prabhuji started telling no, when we all went first time to Mayapur, and even now, when we go and see towards the deities and enter into the main hall, we start getting goosebumps, tears starts coming out from our eyes. So Prabhuji and myself, I was discussing. So Prabhuji told long back, first time when we went to Mayapur, Shivas Prabhuji was there, and Prabhuji asked. No, this is Premadatta Prabhu's question to Shivas Prabhuji. So, questions are very much important. And when they are carried forward, it really helps the coming generations. So Prabhuji asked the question to Shivas Prabhuji, Prabhuji, why we are crying, tears are coming out, and goosebumps we are having when we are entering and standing in front of Radha Madhav Panchatattva. Why it's happening? So that time, Shivas Prabhuji gave answer to Premadatta Prabhuji that it's not only the deities, it's all the devotees which are in and around, all the Maharaj, all the sannyasis, all the Vaishnavas which are here in this premises, in this whole dham, that creates that aura, that creates that vibes, that gives us goosebumps and that special feeling as we enter into the dham. So, devotees are seriously very much important for us. So it's not like when we go to dham we will get purified. So when we find devotees in and around, we all get purified. So dham is becoming purified because of all the mercy of the Vaishnavas, the acharyas, the devotees who are staying there. So these devotees, they carry that unalloyed bhakti of the Lord, and that brings the aura and the purifying environment. So I'm seriously thankful I heard it and I was able to connect to Premadatta Prabhu's that discussion. Many a time we talk and I hear, and sometimes that thing strike, oh Lord, Prabhuji said that. So it's like we take, like, no, wherever it is said in scriptures only, that we should be always surrounded by devotees and we should value them and take care of them and feel blessed that yes, I am surrounded by such a loving family of devotees. Wherever I am, they are with me to give me that no uplift and keep moving. So this part in the, like, no, chapter where pilgrimage, holy places, Vidurji is visiting, he is also like he's associating with all the devotees. So this part I really like, no, the how much important is the devotees of Supreme Lord. So here comes, we are moving, like, no, Vidurji now meets and he covers up all the pilgrimages, and then he meets Uddhava. And then in this part, uh, the question comes, why Lord Krishna refrained the, like, no, killing of the Kurus? He could have easily did it, right? Why he didn't killed? So this is a very big question. Sometimes people also they have this doubt, why Krishna is not solving my problems like this? He could do it. No, इतना सारा जप करते हैं हम, इतना सब कुछ करते हैं. Even devotees get these questions many times. Even I get it. So why Krishna is not solving sometimes problems like that? And he was present in the battlefield of Mahabharata. He was Draupadi, he saw how she was disrobed and how Kauravas were about to burn. And all that pain, everything he was seeing, he could have done. Why? So, we get the answer from our scriptures that, and as we read Bhagavad Gita, as we read Bhagavatam, the Lord always wants, like, no, he always want to see his devotee as a hero. So he himself arranged, like, let everyone come to the battle of field of Kurukshetra. First, let us take from the Kurukshetra example only. Let us come all and stay there. Come all together at one place. And then he told Arjuna, I've arranged everything. Now you become the hero. Because he always wants that he keeps himself back. And he wants that his devotees, his beloved, like, no, they should all take the credit. He wanted that Arjuna should take the credit and Pandavas should be glorious. So he wanted to always see that. And that's why he refrained killing all these demons and kurus in the battlefield of Mahabharata. First of all, answer to this. And now, what is the lesson for us? So, he, in our life also, every moment, Bhagavad Gita is the same thing. It gives us lesson every moment that how we should become better and how he brings us forward when we do something like no preaching, any big event. We can see, like, no, in my case also I see that uh, no potential, no capability, nothing. How he's empowering every moment. See, making someone a devotee, chant few rounds. Krishna can do like this. He's sitting in the region of our heart like Paramatma. He can transform everyone. But why he is putting us? Sometimes we feel, अरे यार आज फिर जाना पड़ेगा क्लास लेने को, आज फिर प्रचार के लिए करना है, ये करना है, वो करना है. So many preaching things. But Lord is empowering us, engaging us that take the credit. I'm doing. Take the credit. I'm doing it for you. So many events we do, Janmashtami we do, so many people will get connected, we are highlighted. In that situation, I many times see that what potential I'm having, I'm not having anything. And how the words are coming from the mouth when we are interacting. Many times we experience that this was not my words. I was not trying to speak this, and how this right thing came at right situation and it sparked that thing. I seriously experienced like how Krishna is empowering every moment. In Bhagavad Gita, we see everything he is guiding. Take this step, take this step. Like how we as parents train our kids. Yes, become good in your life, learn some good thing. We see Lord Krishna as our supreme father, and he is guiding every moment. एंड वी थिंक अरे भगवान कहाँ पे है, कहाँ दिखते क्यों नहीं है, खुद क्यों नहीं कर देते हैं. He can do, but he want that no, we should be empowered to handle all the situations in our life, like how we do our for our kids. You should learn this, you should do this, you should try to like no learn driving so that you can drive nicely, you should try to learn cooking, so that same thing is Krishna doing, that yes, you become empowered to handle this situation. That is the mood of Lord. Whatever we should see the hand of God in every part of our life, how is empowering us every moment to see the better version of ourselves. All our Vedic scriptures, the word of Lord Shri Krishna, these are all the life lessons, like how the parents give. Krishna has given to us these two big instructions, and we have to practically apply in our life. And just reading, hearing, we have many times we read here, but we move on. What is good for me in this? But every shloka, every part that gives lesson to us, how I should practically apply it in my life, how it can help me to improve, what are the laggings which I can work on. Every phase we have to try to see better version of ourselves. We have to see 5 years back, 1 year back, if in this situation how I was and how I will be, like no how I have to behave now and where I have to go. So this is what our Vedic scriptures teaches us, our acharyas teaches us. So I wind up here, and I like no, and major learning from today's whole this thing is that we should work on our behavior, favorable unfavorable situation, how to come out of it, and all the answers to our questions are given in our scriptures. So we have to try learning and applying it in our life. So this is what, like no, from this chapter, from Vidura's behavior, we learn we should not blame others for any problem. They are the instruments, and how fast I can come out of unfavorable situation, how Supreme Lord is standing along with me every moment, like our father. And we feel like when we see our parents, oh, they are standing with me, I'm safe. The same thing when if we are not seeing, he's not there. And if we are seeing, he's always there guiding at every moment. So my like no, I wind up here, and please forgive me if something has gone above or down, or I was not able to address. I don't know how much justice I have done to this chapter. Lot of many things are there we can take out. Like no, it's a taking a dip every moment and taking out gems from it. So I tried. My tip won't be like too depth, like no. So I don't know. So how much justice I have done to Vidura's character, I've tried to take out. Please forgive me if something I have not addressed properly, or something gone wrong. So, any questions or anything, you can please ask. So, Hare Krishna. If anyone is having any question related to it, please feel free to ask. If I'll be able to address, I'll try. Otherwise, I'll hand over to senior devotees.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Achal Prabhuji.
Mataji, question. So you mentioned that Vidura and Vibhishan were good examples where even though they were in bad association, they were able to practice Krishna consciousness. They were able to connect to Lord.
Mm.
So how did that happen? As in, we always talk about association of devotees, and in these scenarios, they were actually associating with non-devotees, or actually people who were against Krishna,
Yeah, yeah.
Lord Ram. So what did they do, or what did they do right, so that
Mm.
even in that tough situation they were able to remember the Lord?
Yes. So it is mentioned like no, in his heart, he was always remembering Krishna, never forgetting Krishna. It is mentioned that no, even for Vibhishana. So we are lucky, or we can say that the Lord is like no so favorable to us that he has given us the association of devotees. Prabhuji, please mute him. So the thing is, uh, we are we have to feel that no, we are so lucky that we have found the association of devotees. And when we see them, they are role models for us that in adverse situation. So when we find the adverse situation, how we have to practice. So the thing which they were doing in their heart continuously, Vibhishana also, it is mentioned there in Ramayana, he was continuously taking the association of holy name. And holy name is the source to get the association if we are surrounded by bad association. And even in the situation of Vidurji, his heart, everything, he was always meditating on Supreme Lord. Even though Supreme Lord was present physically there, people were not able to associate with him in that way. They were not taking him seriously. Only the few people, like, no, they were able to see that, yes, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in that was Vidura. So in the bad association, like how we also like know today's present era, where we are bombarded by the information on social media, that is also a bad association for us. Sitting at home, even we don't go out for bad association, we will take bad association sitting at home, watching something nuisance on our phone. So we are associating with bad thing. So first of all, we have to work on like no how to keep away from that thing. If still our mind is pulling, then mantras, associating with Nam Prabhu. So if we are able to associate with Nam Prabhu regularly, we will be able to figure out like how to come out this bad association. We may see we physically associating with bad people, we can work out being devotees. We will try to avoid, and by practicing our sadhana, we are able to manage now the like no non-devotee crowd. But the bad association which we are taking from the social media, YouTube, Insta, all that, that is triggering more. So for that, we have to keep training ourselves, like how our sadhanas and all, whatever it's provided to us, the whole plan that is preparing, giving us armor to protect ourselves from bad association. Prabhuji, hope I was able to give the answer. Anything you can check, you can ask me, or Premadatta Prabhuji can connect and on and add something in this.
Wonderful, Mataji. I think I agree.
Yeah. So actually, in your our Radhya's birthday only, Soumya Prabhu gave a wonderful example that wearing the armor of bhakti. So we have to take umbrella, we have to protect ourselves early morning by chanting our prescribed rounds, hearing Bhagavatam, reading, and try to be like, no, if no devotee is there, that to miserable state, then Nam Prabhu. Just chant and come out. Any other question? Anything?
Mataji, I'll share my realization. Like Mahaprem Prabhuji and you have pushed us to, come in the morning and chant. And in this example, I was thinking that, are we in bad association? We actually are in bad association. At least I am in my bad association of my mind, right? We have so many sanskars and previous experiences of non-devotional life that they keep coming back and haunt us, right? And maybe the insincerity is also coming because of unclean mind and other desires that we still have in our heart, right? So I see that by chanting at a fixed time in the morning, I see that already my mind is a bit lot more calmer. I'm able to chant nicely. So thank you for your guidance on that.
Any
I
other?
think I have heard in Nitai Sevani Mataji's one of the lecture where she says that if you are putting this nowadays, many times you would have seen, I have seen on the road that some youngsters, they will put earphones, and when you keep honking from the back, they don't even realize they're in the middle of the road because they're just have closed their ears, although they are going on the road. So one day when I saw this one youngster were driving like this, putting in the ear and then fully helmet, and he I'm honking, he's driving in the middle of, I'm sure he was talking. So it relates to our spiritual life also, that more and more, as Mataji was saying, that we take the shelter of holy name, less and less we get affected by the externals. So we may remain kamala dala jala jivana talmala, right? So we can be on the like lotus feet, like leaf of the lotus, we have the water drop, although it's there on that end, but it doesn't get affected. It's just like tottering here and there. So more and more we uh, do our strong sadhana, as Mataji was saying, and more, I think we'll be less affected by external listing. So just I thought I'll share this, that practical example of on the road nowadays is very frequent.
Any other questions? I think.
That is the case. Then, Soumya Prabhu, are you there?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So I think we thank vrijeshvari Mataji for taking time and giving us this wonderful session. So I request everyone to chant once Hare Krishna mantra as a token of gratitude. Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Before that, I have one question.